In today's video, I have my 4 favorite free plays in the NBA for you. I'm super excited for Sunday's slate to give you all these plays. We're going to dive into the data, tell you what I'm liking, what I'm not liking. But before we get into those plays, take care of a couple things. First of all, if you're watching this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. This channel is growing rapidly every single day. We're getting up to 100 subscribers. I'm looking to hit that goal. We're currently at 66 right now. Please leave a like. It takes 2 seconds. And subscribe as well. Really helps out the channel grow every single day. And I really appreciate everyone's support. So let's quickly recap Saturday's plays. Not a great day for us. The past 2 days, we had gone 3-1 back-to-back, and then we go 1-3 tonight on Saturday. Not good at all. Bub Carrington just went over his line. We had his under. Austin Reeves did go under his line. That is the only play that hit. Gui Santos just barely missed his PRA line, didn't go over. And then Keontae George, just not his night, didn't hit his PRA line, my best play. So kind of unfortunate there. A rough day, 1-3, but there's always ups and downs in this. We all know that. That's why we got to be responsible with taking our plays. But before we get into our plays for Sunday, 3 places where you can get a ton of value betting on these NBA picks. Novig. Guys, if you're not signed up to Novig yet, it's a newer up-and-coming platform. What I like about Novig is it doesn't operate necessarily like a daily fantasy sports lineup book. It operates more like a sports book. So you don't have to place multiple plays to submit a lineup. You can take straight bets on there. So I've been taking my best free play every single day on there, and that's been going pretty well for us. You guys will unlock a 100% deposit match good for $25 when you use my code TEACH10 to sign up. Novig also just announced last week that they raised $75 million as a company. So you guys need to be getting on Novig. I'm sure they're going to be coming out with a ton of new stuff for their users as well in the future. So go get on Novig. Place number 2 where you can get a ton of value betting on these plays, Chalkboard. Chalkboard's offering a free pick square and a 100% deposit match good for up to $100 when you use my code TEACH10 to sign up. You deposit $100, Chalkboard will give you $100 to play with as well. They also do daily drops every single day where they hand out profit boosts like they're candy. I swear. You can get 50% profit boost like almost every day. It's quite insane. Go get on Chalkboard. Third place where you can get a ton of value betting on these plays is Betr. If you guys are not signed up to Betr, they give out a ton of value. New users will get a free $10 when you sign up using my code TEACH10. That code will also unlock a $200 bonus on your first deposit. So you deposit $200, Betr's going to give you $200 as well to play with. So you got $400. That's insane. Also, Betr has free squares that they're offering throughout the rest of the NBA season, as you can see here. And for Sunday, they are offering a Kawhi Leonard free square. So Kawhi Leonard scores 1 point or assist, you help boost out your lineup. So go take advantage of that. 3 different apps, $335 worth of dollar value. That's not including free squares and profit boosts as well. Go get on these apps. All 3 will be linked below in the description to sign up. Super easy. Okay. Now let's get into Sunday's plays and stick around a little bit later for my favorite play of the day. Starting us off, Desmond Bane over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's gone over this line in 7 of his last 10 games, and actually, really, it's 6 of his last 7. Been playing very well. Currently hit 4 in a row with 340-plus combined performances mismatched in there. I feel really, really good about this play. Although they are going up against the Pistons, who are top 5 in all 3 major stat categories allowed in the NBA. Very, very good. Against the shooting guard position, we do have a slight weakness. Yes, they are good in terms of rebounds and assists allowed, as they are against a lot of the other positions that they match up against, pretty much all of them. But the one weakness, as you can see, we scroll through all of these, the biggest weakness they have is points allowed to shooting guards. The worst spot that they actually are in every position on their team, 20th in the league. They give up nearly 28 points per game to shooting guards. This matches up perfectly with Desmond Bane for taking his over. Desmond Bane's been playing really well recently since the All-Star break. Even before the All-Star break, he was still playing pretty well. A guy that probably has been popular to bet on recently. He's just been outperforming the line that he's been set at, 27.5. I mean, he's crushed 40 in 3 of his last 4 games. Feel really, really good about this. Yes, the rebounds and assists might be a little bit tougher, but the points is where we can get a ton of value and where we're trying to exploit with this play. Bane's been shooting 59% from the field in his last 10 games. absolutely insane. He's taken about 18 or 19 shot attempts in each of his last 4 games, so even more volume than what he's taken in the 6 games prior to that. Also shooting nearly 50% from 3 as well. Went 6 for 8 last game. Had a rougher game than the night before, but then went 4 for 6 and 5 for 9 the games before that. He went 8 for 11 a few games before that as well. Absolutely insane. The dude is shooting lights out, and he's shooting lights out beyond 3 as well. So just all over the court, he's just shooting well, has the hot hand, plays about 33 to 34 minutes per game, kind of picked up recently over the last 10 as well, probably because he's been shooting so well. I absolutely love this play for Sunday. A lot of green. We got a weakness we can exploit against a very tough Pistons team, and we're looking for Desmond Bane to do that with the hot hand. So that's play number 1 for this Sunday. Play number 2, Jaylen Duren over 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Duren has gone over this line of 32.5 in 8 of his last 10 games, playing very, very well. Had a 4-game stretch here, and then currently on a 4-game stretch as well, where he's just been improving every game. Had a 50-plus combined game in his last game against the Cavaliers. Now, on the other side of this matchup, facing the Orlando Magic, who are about top third of the league in all 3 stat categories in terms of how they defend them. At the center position, they actually fare pretty well, a little bit better than their average overall as a team. 6th in points allowed, 10th in rebounds allowed, and 18th in assists allowed. So that might kind of scare you a little bit, but what I really like is just Jaylen Duren's been just playing lights out, averaging over 35 PRA in his last 10 games, so at least 2 over the line that is set at right now. I feel really, really great about that. Also, Duren's been an absolute monster in terms of rebounds. Look at his rebound chances over the last 10 games. 21 rebound chances per game over his last 10. Absolutely insane. Look at each of his last 4 games. 23, 23, 27, and 35 rebound chances in his last game is absolutely ridiculous. He's also shooting 64% from the field on 13 attempts per game. Last 4 games, 60% shooting, 77%, 71%, 58%. Absolutely insane. He's taken a lot more shots than the 13 average. That's kind of low. His last 4 games are right around, this is 20, that's 30, 50, call it 60, 70 over his last 4 games. Absolutely insane. So feel really, really good about this. He has the hot hand, taking a lot more shot attempts. Going to have a bit of a tougher matchup against the Orlando Magic, but I'm not scared of that because if you look at some of these last few games, yes, he's exploited some weaker teams, but look here. The Thunder, 5th best. The Spurs, 10th best. 2 top 10 teams where he's just mashed over this line. So I still feel really good about that. And then the Suns 10 games ago as well. I feel really, really good about this. Jaylen Duren seems to step up to the moment against tough teams, and he rises to the occasion. Again, hit this in 8 of his last 10. I feel really, really good about this play. A lot of green. A guy who's shooting very well and takes a lot of high percentage shots because he's a center and he's around near the basket. Also gets to the free throw line occasionally too. It doesn't necessarily shoot him the best, but he doesn't really matter. If we can pick up a few, stop the clock, get a few shots, tack on a few extra points, that's going to be huge for us. Plays about 28 minutes per game, and he's actually just been picking up over the last few. He played 40-plus minutes in the overtime game against the Cavs, so I feel really, really good about this for play number 2. Play number 3, my favorite play of the day, SGA over 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. If this doesn't hit, it's just because the Thunder blew out the Mavericks and SGA didn't have to play the rest of the game, or they're just not going to play him because of load management or something stupid. Because he's gone over this line in 6 of his last 10 games, averaging a little over 44 points, rebounds, and assists in that 10-game stretch. Currently hit 3 of his last 4 as well. Little bit of some volatility, but overall, kind of pretty steady. Just has a couple games where he just doesn't quite need to do the rest of the damage. But against the Mavericks, man, look at here. 23rd in points allowed, 26th in rebounds allowed, 24th in assists allowed, bottom third of the league in all 3 major stat categories. When we take a look at this point guard position, 30th. They are the worst team against point guards in all 3 major stat categories. It's not even close. They're nearly allowing a triple-double to point guards every single game. It's crazy. 29 points, almost 8 rebounds, almost 10 assists. Absolutely ridiculous. The only way that SGA doesn't hit this line is if he just doesn't play the minutes, right? That would be the only thing. The Thunder blow out the Mavericks and they're up by like 25 in the third quarter and he just doesn't play the fourth quarter. That's the only way we can get hurt, because statistically, unless he just forgets how to play basketball, there's no way this misses. So, SGA, man, if you're listening to this, you better be playing your full minutes tonight. Look, over the last 10, he's playing about 34 minutes a game. So it's been pretty steady minutes, except for one game where he played less than 30. But other than that, he's shooting 57% from the field on 20-plus attempts per game. That is ridiculous. Like crazy. Look at these 60-plus percent shooting nights. Like crazy numbers. Shot 29, took 29 shots in his last game against the Nuggets. Doesn't really take a ton of threes. He's more of a midi guy, but he can also get to the free throw line where he shoots 92% over his last 10. The chances are there. Same with the rebounds and the assists. All signs point to this going over. If it doesn't, it's simply because he just didn't play, went ice cold for whatever reason, or they were blowing out the Mavericks. So this is my favorite play of the day. If this doesn't hit, like, I don't even know what to do. What am I going to have to retire? I don't know. Absolutely insane. But if you guys want my best free play every single day, absolutely free, go sign up to my Winnable store. It's totally free. I post my best free play every single day in there about an hour or two before the YouTube video drops, so you guys can have that play early for the next day. So you can go to sleep, put in that free play before you even tuck in at night. You go to sleep, you're dreaming about SGA, just draining a bunch of shots, cooking up. So go sign up for free. I do have weekly and monthly VIP options as well for those picks. So if you guys want to enjoy some of that, that is a lot of fun. I've been enjoying posting VIP plays in there as well. I do more than just player props in there, but go sign up for free. I post my best free play every single day, and I post when the YouTube video goes live. It's just another way for you guys to stay connected and know when I'm active, when I'm posting, usually every evening, every single night. But with that being said, let's get into our fourth and final play. Payton Pritchard over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So let it be noted that Baylor Shireman is questionable in this game with a left thumb fracture. Well, last time I checked, if you fracture your thumb, you probably can't play basketball very well, or at a high level at least. He got the injury in his last game on Friday against the Nets, so this means more minutes for Payton Pritchard. Like that's a good sign for us. Payton Pritchard's going to be on the floor more. Payton Pritchard has gone over this line in 5 of his last 10 games. He's averaging 29 PRA over his last 10. Actually hasn't hit in his last 3. Came very close last night, but if he's getting more minutes, I only think he's going to be have more chances to go off. He's had some games in here where he's just been absolutely bonkers. So when he goes over the line. He just dominates. Like these 25-plus point performances when he does go over, having at least 7 assists in those games as well, and then some rebounds sprinkled in too. Shooting 51% over his last 10 games on about 15 attempts per game. Very good. Shooting 45% from 3. Very, very good. Went 4 for 5 in his last night. Playing about 33 minutes per game over his last 10. So I feel really, really good about this. Double-digit assist chances as well. Some rebound chances sprinkled in too. I feel really, really good about this going up against the 76ers, who are 17th in points allowed, 19th in rebounds allowed, and 22nd in assists allowed. Against point guards, we have a good matchup here. 15th in points allowed, 25th in rebounds allowed, and 15th in assists allowed, giving up 25 points per game to point guards. This is huge for us. I feel really, really good about this. A bounce back spot for Pritchard, who hasn't hit in his last couple of games, but when he does, he goes off. He's going to get more minutes tonight with Shireman being out and Pritchard being the 6th man, obviously. So I feel really, really good about this play to round us out for our 4th play of Sunday. Now, let's quickly recap these plays before we get on out of here. Desmond Bane over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Jaylen Duren over 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. SGA over 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists, which is my favorite play for Sunday. Payton Pritchard over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So 4 PRA lines, 4 overs, We're going ham this Sunday. That is my lineup. Those are my plays for you all. Lastly, if you guys are not signed up to Pikkit yet, you guys need to be on Pikkit. What Pikkit does is it syncs up all of your sports books, puts them in one spot so you can see your combined records and your combined balances, so you're not juggling between all of your sports apps to stay organized, especially if you're betting on games like nearly every single day. You guys need to stay organized, stay on top of your picks, stay on top of your bankroll. Pikkit is actually going to pay new users to sign up. They're going to give you $3 or $100 directly to your Venmo or PayPal when you download the Pikkit app. Use my promo code TEACH10 and then sync up a sportsbook that has 10 or more bets placed on it. You will then get that deposit. The link will be in the description below for Pikkit to go sign up. Super easy. Just use my code TEACH10 when you click on that link. So those are my plays for this Sunday. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, share with your friends, and I will see you all tomorrow for more picks.